Hello, welcome to the Trauma Bond with Theresa Bateman podcast. Thank you for being here. I'm your host, Theresa Bateman, and every week I'm going to sit down with a member of my creative community to discuss our traumas, big and small. From the petty to the PTSD to the punchlines of our best jokes, the issues of today, our triggers of the week, and our most problematic opinions, and ultimately how we find the funny in the bad shit that's happened to us. In the end, we'll form a lasting bond. A trauma bond. Sit back, listen, and bond with us, won't you?
And light another dude, cause it's what? It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond. It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond. It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond. It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond.
Hello and welcome to another episode of Trauma Bond with Theresa Bateman. Today I am joined by a very special guest. She is a Gen Z pope. She's created a cult following of gay sick people from her first solo show, Bird, that received 5-star reviews at Edinburgh Fringe Festival. Her stand-up has been featured on Comedy Central as part of their stand-up featuring series with over 100,000 views. Hello! Glamorously, she was presented by the City of West Hollywood this year as their first 2026 Artist Grant recipient. Her new hour, Legion Lady, has had a sold-out run of shows, first performed 18 days out of the hospital, 47 days out of the hospital, and 120 days out of the hospital. And at the Hollywood Fringe Fest, I did see it. It was amazing, and you should see it next time she does it. Please join me in welcoming Kylie Vincent.
Oh my god, am I supposed to eat this thing? Just kidding, it's a microphone.
Yeah, no, looks delicious. Oh my god, how are you today?
I'm actually perfect, and as I mentioned before, this is the first time I'm saying actual words to a person today because I live alone with my dog, and the only thing that I talked to today was my dog.
Literally samesies here. Shout out to Alfie.
Shout out
What's your dog's name?
Bonnie.
Bonnie.
And my dog's in a wheelchair.
Ugh.
And with when I had the cane too, I was like, very dogs who look like their owners. And people would stop us and be like, "What's going on?"
People, what's going on here? Alternatively, me and Alfie has like a very bouncy trot when he walks. So people will stop us and be like, there's one time a lady was like, "Your dog has the most amazing gait."
That is a gentleman right
I
there.
said, "Well, thank you. He should be a show dog."
That
I'm like,
feeling when your
"Right?"
dog's gait gets complimented but not yours.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
What about my gait, bitch?
I always feel that way. Like, people are always like, you gotta make a TikTok for your dog because she's like a really cute dog in a wheelchair. And I'm like, I'll actually get pissed if she gets more famous than me. Sorry.
No, literally, because this is actually talk about my first like several years in doing comedy in LA. Alfie would get cast in all my friends' sketches and I would not. And I'd be like, so
I guess I have to just become a dog.
Guess I have to just become like the cutest dog ever to get cast in these sketch comedy
Which
videos.
I think my dog is trying to make me into a dog, or like Munchausen by proxy, because like I used to make jokes with her in the wheelchair. I'm like, well, now I know how to take care of a dog in a wheelchair, so like, oh, I'll be prepared for the future when I'm in one. And I'm like, oh my god, I speak truth into existence. I'm bad for that. I think this is my fault.
Oh no, you manifested it. You manifested it for yourself.
I'm like toxically positive. Like, manifestation works, just in the wrong way.
Like all the cursed ways. And now, wheelchair time.
And my dog doesn't give a fuck, dude, that I'm disabled. She's like, the first day I was home from the hospital, she was like, being so sweet, and then immediately the next morning she was like, "Get up, you fucking bitch! It's time to go outside." I was like, "Oh, you're a dog."
He's like, you just don't fucking know. You have no clue. I cry and Alfie looks at me like, what the? Like, their dogs are supposed to be like, "Oh, my owner's sad. I'm gonna comfort them." And Alfie's like, "Oh, yikes! I'm gonna just hop off the bed and go over there." Actually,
yikes! Text your friend. Yikes! Can you pick me up?
Can you get me out of here, or can one of you
Let's
come
go to the
tap
dog
in?
park. It's a bummer here.
No, literally. Alfie loves the dog park. Oh, well, I'm now picturing wheelchair dog at a dog park.
She's kind of iconic in the dog park. I stopped taking her to the dog park because she like doesn't really care. She likes dogs, but honestly, she found that people are more useful to her because they like pet her and think she's cute.
Yeah.
Whereas dogs will just like they sniff around her wheelchair and they're like, what is this skateboard type vibe? And I think she just gets annoyed with it, like, hey, like move on. Like it's the
Quit.
dogs act really ableist, obviously, because they don't know better.
They have no clue. They're like, what the fuck is
I
this
actually
wheelie?
did a stand-up dog park show recently and
Oh my
I had my
God.
cane, and then a golden retriever immediately started barking at my cane and I was like, you're a fucking ableist. Watch out.
Low-key, Alfie actually is ableist now that I'm thinking about it, because he doesn't like wheels of any kind. And there was one
Right.
time one of my friends who is in a wheelchair came over to my house for a party like years ago, and he just would not
You
stop
couldn't
barking
wait
at
to tell
her.
this story to let us know that you have a friend in a wheelchair, by the way.
No.
Yeah,
By the
my one
way-
of 6 friends in I
By
have
the
so
way,
many friends in wheelchairs.
I actually know a lot of different kinds of people. We've got a diverse friend group over here. He would not stop. But this is like, imagine you're
my friend that's in a wheelchair and black and an immigrant.
low key. It was a post like stand-up show party, so we were all like doing drugs and drinking, and Alfie just wouldn't stop barking at her.
Oh my gosh.
Like,
Does Alfie get weird when you're like when people are doing drugs or like drinking?
I mean, no, he's been in a lot of parties in his day. I feel like at this point he just kind of lays around. And
When
is
you're
like,
a young
whatever.
person with a dog, they like kind of get used to stuff like that.
Yeah.
But I remember one time my friends were drinking around my dog and my dog was like, "You're fucking weird. Get away from me." Like she was
She's
acting how I acted when I was a kid, and like my mom had like wine breath
Yeah.
with all of her friends, and I'd be
Yeah.
like,
No.
"What's going on?"
She's like, don't do this to me.
By the way, that's not even the trauma. That's just regular.
Wow, I can't wait to hear that. Okay, speaking of, let's transition into this. What do you have anything you would consider to be your trigger of the week? Anything particularly pissing you off this week, grinding your gears, reminding you of old wounds, etc.?
Oh, that's like such a good question. I think everything reminds me of old wounds. At one point, nothing was because I was so disassociated from my mind and body. And then now I'm like locked in. I have an amazing non binary therapist. So when I say
Oh, fuck
they,
yeah.
I do mean one therapist, not multiple. And I actually saw them yesterday. And we were like talking a lot about I grew up like camping, even though I had a fuck ass childhood. The good part was like we went camping a lot.
Yeah.
And so I at like the beach and near rivers and stuff, and I'm like I love the ocean, even though the deep unknown is so fearful. Like I'm kind of obsessed with the fact that I could just like stick myself outside in the middle of the ocean and there could be like multiple sharks under me.
Hell yeah.
I'm obsessed with that.
Yeah.
I think that kind of explains my whole life. I like to put myself in dangerous situations.
For sure.
And so, but then that makes me think of when my parents, they're like really, I mean, I don't even know how to. Okay, my mom married a guy in a Sublime cover band, so that's kind of like the culture, which is obviously terrifying. And they would like make me like go and surf when I was. This is so funny. It's like white person trauma. They'd make me go surf when I was like 6, and then I'd like tumble until I drowned.
Oh my God.
And so I would always kind of like be under and then think, oh, I'm never gonna come back up. And I feel like that's how I felt my entire childhood. That's like a big metaphor, but then that
Totally.
also literally happened to me. But I'm trying to go over to the beach this week to trying to like kind of figure out what that's all about.
Put yourself back in with the sharks and then think about your childhood and how the parents just did not pay attention.
I'm like, you could tell there was something wrong with my childhood that I was like, yeah, I'd rather be in the deep middle of the ocean with great white sharks than my parents on the shore.
Totally relatable.
But when you're from California, it's okay if your parents hit you because you have wetsuits. So it's like double padding.
No, I've never worn a wetsuit. Seems impossible to get on. But good that it's a
It's
shield from
actually
being
the
beaten.
worst. I can't believe I did all that kind of stuff when I was a kid. Like, and I would do the wetsuits, and then like, did you ever do ballet or anything like that?
No.
Just being in like a leotard or a wetsuit. Okay, no better way to make a young woman hate themselves.
Literally, I did have to wear. I went to like a performing arts high school, and I was a theater major, so I did have to wear like a leotard in movement class. Just vague move. No, we didn't have gym class, but we did have movement class where we had to like do laps around the theater, the literal like all the chairs.
You
in
did
the
do
room.
like running laps?
Yeah, we had to do running laps. It would be like up on the stage, out into the audience, around in the audience, back up on the stage. It was like doing that and doing weird like pretend you're a lion
Oh yeah.
kind of
Oh yeah.
exercises. But I was like, as a teenager, so self-conscious. I was like, I don't want to wear this fucking tight.
It's the
fucking thing
worst
in front of
time to put a
everybody.
woman's body in something like that and then be like,
Literally.
okay, don't hate yourself. How am I supposed to feel that way? It's impossible to take off afterwards, mind you. I'm like sweating trying to peel it off my body.
God, I'm like, ugh. I don't know. It just doesn't seem. This is why it's one of many reasons I've never tried surfing. But do you know how to surf as an adult?
I mean, now it's been a while, but even when I lived in New York, this is so embarrassing. I would go to Rockaway like every day and surf. And when it was the summertime, there's actually
Yeah.
people in the wintertime that did it too. Like winter
Nuts.
surfing is crazy. And actually then there was like a group of old people that would do a cold plunge every day at Rockaway,
Oh
and
my
I met them,
God.
and then I started doing that with them.
Nice.
And then I met a 55-year-old guy, and then we fucked, and it was like obviously a nightmare. I was
Whoa.
22. I
Oh
was
my
like,
God.
it's a canon event. You can't interrupt something like that. He was like
55.
Oh, I know. And I was like, I got into his car one time and there was his child's backpack in there. And I was
No.
like, let's role play as if your kids
No.
are dead because
No.
I want to kill myself now.
Oh my God.
But he taught me what beach house was, so thanks for that. He was wearing a Bernie sweatshirt when we had sex and didn't take it off.
Okay, so that means it's okay. That's fine.
It was
if
like
he was a Bernie guy, that's fine.
it's one of those guys that you're like, they act woke, but you're like, you're 55 having sex with a 22-year-old.
Yeah, that's
like
psychotic.
that's so wrong.
That's so deeply
like,
wrong.
I couldn't imagine being 55 and finding a 22-year-old attractive.
33-year age gap. This is like, so, part of my lore is my dad was my mom's high school teacher and he was 21 years
I
older
remember
than her.
you talking about this.
So I'm like,
such good stuff in
twen-
your stand-up, by the way.
Thank you so much. That's really nice. But like that age gap, I'm like, you can't get crazier than that. 33 years. Turns out you can.
No, yeah,
That's
but
nuts. But at least it wasn't a relationship, but still.
did they start dating in high school?
She was, yeah, totally.
The student?
My mom was a student.
So
started
she was
dating-
groomed.
Totally.
obviously,
For
yeah.
sure, yeah.
And then,
Yeah.
are they still together?
Oh, my dad's long dead.
Okay.
He
Yeah,
died
because
when
he's
I was
old.
he died when I was 9. So he like born during the Great Depression, smoked and drank his like whole life basically, and so
And-
then that landed him dead at 66.
And you were, oh my God.
I was 9 when he died.
And you were 9, so you didn't even process the fact that he groomed your mother.
yeah.
So you didn't
I'm.
even
It's
really
like
get to talk
it's
about
something
it.
I've been processing for the last few years. Of like, wait a minute.
What the hell? And your mom processed it, or how does she feel?
No,
Not at all.
absolutely not at all.
She's like, I miss him.
oh yeah. She's like, love of my. It's the only man she's ever been with. My
Oh
mom also had a
God.
really fuck ass childhood. So
Yeah,
you know,
that
you
ought to
don't-
do it to him.
Yeah, you don't end up with your running away with your teacher if your home life is good. You
No,
know,
at that point, because it's like, oh, what, you want to do more homework? There's obviously something wrong with them.
It's obviously
Our
something
generation
wrong.
of parents are just so fucked up. The way that my parents met, I don't even like know too much of their lore, but I remember my mom telling that they like met through a mutual friend, and their first date they went to a movie, and then he's like, I have to go to the bathroom, and then he never came back. And then my mom like found his address and showed up at his front door and was like, don't you fucking ever leave me ever again, blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, that's hot. And then they fucked, and then they got married. They broke up a bunch of times too, but
Yeah.
but I was like, wait, I'm both of those people in that story.
And that's on disorganized attachment style.
What is
Anxious
that?
and
Disorganized?
Yeah, when you're both anxious and avoidant, and you go back and forth
Oh.
between the two.
Oh.
So your mom, I mean, I guess like anxious, but she's very upfront.
Do you think we're making this up maybe? There's too many things to
Yeah, probably.
describe.
Who cares? I'm all of it, everything, all the time, depending on the person and the time of my life and how I'm feeling.
And no, literally, and every time I'm an avoidant, people want me dead because they're like, "Oh, you never respond." I was like, "Just leave me alone."
Just leave me
Classic
alone.
avoidant. I'm like, I don't know what you guys are talking about.
Literally, what? I don't know, man. I've been like trying to, whatever. Dating is crazy. It's hard to date when you're a person who had a hard childhood.
No, for real, it actually is.
It really is.
Because
it's like,
nothing you want is, I don't know. It's just you never had like an example of what is good and
Yeah.
what love should be. But then the good thing is you realize like aside from our generation, like everyone above are so fucked up. Like even the people with like quote unquote normal parents and families, like the culture of it just makes everyone messed up.
Totally. It's I mean, it's yeah, no, societally just like the nuclear family bullshit just kind of puts so much pressure on everyone. But it's I don't know, when you have a particularly awful childhood that's like abusive or neglectful or whatever, which is like I feel like a lot of people in America just because of the nature of the way our society works and everybody having to work all the time. But like I don't know, when there's like extra like death, destruction, leaving your home
Yes.
early, abusive parents, and then like that's the only other type of person I attract is people who also have gone through shit like that.
Oh
And so then
yeah.
when we come together, we're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Yeah, and then you're like not supposed to like that. What the
Right.
hell?
I'm like, no,
Yeah, and
this
then
is
the people
home.
I'm supposed to have normal people like me. Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
You can just tell by looking at me my family had incest in it. Like Jesus Christ. There was so much incest in my family. It was nuts.
That's all right. Please do tell
So my
if you want to.
I know this is like kind of brutal and gnarly, but my dad molested me growing up, and then he ended up leaving with my mom's cousin, so like he kept it in the family the whole time.
Oh my god. Oh my god. He kept it in the family.
I was like, hey, these guy type.
And that type is everyone in my family, including his own flesh and blood. And shout out to men for being amazing.
Yeah, you
on
guys
that.
rock.
You guys
Shout
rock.
out to you guys.
No problems with your behavior at all. So sick. Love.
There
to
was
see
just
it.
like so much of that, and it was like so normalized that even at like family events, it literally felt like speed dating events. I was like at a Christmas, and I'd have to tell an uncle like I'm not looking for anything serious right now. So
shout out uncle who tried to date me. This is exactly my mom's lore too, by the way.
Really?
This is I mean like not that specific like family event thing, but just dad.
Not that. That's
Not that.
extremely weird.
No, just the dad being the dad incest part. Yeah, for sure.
I used to do a show about my childhood, and then like talking about my dad's inappropriate relationship to me, and so many people would be like, whoa, that was my dad with me too, which is just like so fucking crazy. And it's obviously just like the weirdest one to talk about.
Yeah.
Because you're just like, also my dad kind of looks like me, so I'm like, he was hot.
I'm like, sorry for being such a hot kid, and also sorry my dad's a narcissist.
Yeah,
because he just wants to fuck people who look like him.
Right. It's like looking in a
God.
mirror.
Oh my god.
Sorry, I'm so gnarly.
No, I love it. And this is like, I mean, this is my whole vibe. This is kind of like, this is how the podcast came to be. Laughing at really fucked up shit. That is like, huh, can we laugh about that? Are we allowed
I
to
think
laugh
you're
about
allowed
that?
to, because then it's like, what is it all for?
Literally. Like, what else are we gonna do? I can't. I'm the funniest when I'm in severe mental distress or like going through something pretty gnarly.
I
Just
feel that way
firing it
too.
off.
And then I get really like scared that sometimes I'm like, oh, I won't find something funny out of it,
Yeah.
which is actually like a mental illness.
No,
too.
truly. I used to go to therapy when I would go through something and be like, if I don't get a fucking joke out of this, I'm gonna be fucking pissed.
Yeah.
Like,
which is so abnormal.
yeah, deeply troubled.
Like always thinking about how you can make it into a performance.
I've still been trying to figure out how to make my friend faking cancer, the whole story of that.
Your friend faked cancer?
For years. It was gnarly as fuck. I've been trying to figure out how to
Whoa.
make that into like material for like over a decade.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah, no, it's crazy.
Oh my God. That's like, I've only heard that about on like white women's podcasts.
Well, here we are. That's the vibe. Yeah, no, it was pretty gnarly. A very
How did you find out?
So she had taken her daughter, she also has a kid,
Oh no.
to a doctor's appointment because her daughter was like not feeling well, and then she fainted at this doctor's appointment. So then they sent her to the emergency room, and then at the emergency room, they were like, she was like, or her mom came in like, she's a cancer patient at Jefferson. You got to get her transferred to her team of doctors. And then they called, and the hospital's like, there's no record of this person. They've never been here. What are you talking about?
Even the mom didn't know?
That's talk about neglect. That's where the Munchausen came from.
Oh my God.
Yeah, no one ever went with her to like her appointments or anything. She would just get dropped off, and
Sounds like me with my MS appointments, but I just get dropped off because I actually can't stand someone being there with me.
Yeah. I mean, that's what we thought was her vibe, and then it turns out she
You're
was
like,
just a
oh,
big fat
she's just an
liar.
avoidant attachment.
Yeah.
No, she's actually just
She's
faking cancer.
She's actually faking
That's
cancer.
crazy.
Pretty crazy.
Whoa.
Yeah, pretty
That
nuts.
I mean, that's like tough too because you're like, that's such an illness, whatever you're doing,
Yeah.
that there's still something deeply wrong with you.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
I actually said last night to someone, I was like, I don't hate anybody because usually when someone does something really bad, I'm like, oh, that's because your family
It like
probably
happened
did
to
something
you.
bad to you.
Yeah. Yeah. No, truly. Hey, cycle of abuse. Here we are.
Yes. And you know how I'm stopping the cycle is not having kids.
Yeah.
Not by having a kid and doing a great job, by just not even having
Just
them.
not even bothering.
No
yeah.
thanks.
I won't be reproducing. That's cool.
I'm gonna maybe adopt one day because I don't know if I want to ever like get married or anything, but I would like to have like a permanent friend. So if I adopt like a teenage child, then that would be sick. We could like go to Magic Mountain or something. I also feel like people like adopt kids that like aren't able to like get pregnant and then have this like idea that they're finally gonna get like the perfect family they want.
Yeah.
And then these kids come from like horrible backgrounds, really traumatic, and those people are not prepared to take care of them
at all.
But for me, I'm like, I had such a horrible childhood that I'd love to chop it up with someone and be like, I know exactly what you're going through and how we can like kind of like sift through this.
Yeah, and probably just be more of a presence of like, I don't know, I feel like something with having a hard childhood is also obviously if these people are going to abuse you in the first place, they're also not going to like repair. There's no like witnessing of repair. I feel like you could be an example of that. Like you know, being an adult who's willing to say sorry to a kid if you fuck up, that will go so far.
It's so strange. I haven't like interacted with kids in like years. I used to be a nanny and I loved like the kid that I would nanny, and now that I don't nanny, I'm like obviously never around kids.
Yeah.
And I kind of like forget what they're like too. And my therapist the other day would be like, "What would you say to a kid that is going through something? Would you say like I'm sorry?" And I'm like, I don't know how I would talk to a kid actually. What the hell?
I babysat one time and I so deeply didn't know how to explain to this. She's like, "Where's daddy?" And he was like on a date and I was just like, "He's having daddy fun time." Act like I can't talk I'm either going far in that direction where I'm like making up a weird sentence, or I'm just talking to them like they're an adult, which is also maybe not always the
like
best.
that. I feel
like
that
it,
should be
sometimes I feel like it may be
I know it's like bizarre, especially because they don't have the comprehension, but I feel like so much of my childhood, my mom didn't know how to explain stuff. Like my mom's sister, my aunt, was like crashing out on drugs most of my life, and one day she just disappeared. And the way that she explained my aunt like being on drugs was saying that she was mixed up in the head. And because you're a kid, you think of everything so literally. I was like 5. I thought she was just mixing like a bowl to like bake. Like I thought my aunt just loved to bake and mix or something for like years. I was 13 and I was like, my aunt is addicted to baking. That girl loves muffins.
That's so funny.
It was actually Klonopin. She loved Klonopin. So when she died of pills, I was like,
oh my God,
the muffins must have been out of date or something.
There's also there's all that vague shit. I remember my aunt like tried to kill herself because by taking a bunch of pills and drinking a bunch of alcohol and like landed herself in a coma. But it was always just like, oh, she just got a little crazy. We're like, but she's like 40. Like, what's going on? Like, I don't know.
She went to Coachella.
She just had too good a time and now she's dying.
I think in the way that that generation of parents tried to protect their children by like not telling them only makes it way worse, because they're gonna find out in the real world, and if they're like naive to that, especially if you're around that behavior, then you're gonna out in the real world seek that behavior from other people. And heaven knows that I've been with enough fucking drug addicts to know. And by the way, I know it seems like I'm on heroin all the time, but I've never done drugs before. It's just my vibe.
Really?
Yeah, I mean like shrooms and weed, if that counts.
Okay.
But like never.
I was like, not even shrooms or weed.
No, obviously that. Obviously that. But like coke, and I went to like a coke guy got me pregnant.
Oh my
I didn't even
God.
know Coke Dick could get you pregnant. That was crazy.
My experience with Coke Dick is not getting anybody pregnant. Okay, I'm gonna ask you another question. Can you think of a time that you were at like a party or a social gathering and you told a story that you thought was gonna like make everybody laugh, but then it kind of killed the vibe and everyone was concerned about you? I mean, this is also kind of all we've been doing the whole time. So.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel like it was like it's most of the stories about my family.
Yeah.
I didn't even realize we're that weird. It's even
Yeah.
the happy times I was like, "Oh, that's not that chill. What
Yeah.
the hell?"
Yeah.
I don't know, like do you have one?
This is so funny because anytime a question gets turned around on me, I go, do I have one? I probably do, but I
I'm
can't
trying
think
to
of
think
it.
of something recent too that
Honestly, probably anytime I would just like mention my parents and their story and people would be like, what?
is that how you figured out that it was wrong?
Yeah, kind of like people would always be shocked by it. And for so long, I was like, isn't that like, this is what a
Isn't
fun thing
that
that makes me so
silly?
unique.
Mm-hmm.
My dad was old. Everyone thought he was my grandpa. Um, but then, yeah, the older I got and the more I was like in therapy and also just like coming into realizing how misogynistic and pedophilic the world is, I was like, hold on a
It's
minute.
obsessed with it. It's
Yeah, it's
crazy.
crazy. Men are
Yeah.
obsessed with fucking kids or
I
trying to.
and how like normalized too of just like shaving and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I'm like I remember my friend said something about it being like rooted in pedophilic culture and I was like,
Yeah.
"You're crazy." And then I was
Yeah.
like, "Wait, yeah, what the
Yeah,
hell?"
that's literally it.
But I guess
Like, I know it's happened to me a million times, but if I had a gun to my head, couldn't tell you the story right now.
I try to like honestly not to tell. I think for that reason I try not to tell stories of my upbringing like that because I'm
Yeah.
like I don't think any of them are like that normal.
Yeah. Okay. I'll go to this. Is there something that you thought was really common as a kid? Like growing up as a kid, you thought it was like common, but then when you left home, you found out it was actually pretty weird? Or like alternatively, something you felt like really isolated about and then you found community around later when you left home?
Yeah, well, there was definitely like vibes in the house, even if you didn't know that my dad was a freaking like weirdo and abuser.
Yeah.
But it was like it was like there was always fucking like something insane going on the TV, like
Yeah.
guns, tits ablaze. Like when I was like 6, it
Yeah.
was that and Jerry Springer
Yeah.
was like basically how I learned about the world. And then I remember when I was playing Sims, by the way, you should totally CPS should have like a affidavit to like go into your Sims account to see if you should take a child away because what kind of family you make in there is like really determinant on what's happening at home. Like I remember I would make like a family that was like goth on a that lived on a like cemetery that would fuck each other family style and then they would like divorce each other to like go fuck the other cemetery family and then I'd lock them in the bathroom. Like it
Oh
was
my
weird as
God.
fuck. And I remember my dad saw me doing like the woohoo, which is sex, and he was like, "Yeah, I saw that." And I was like, "Literally shut the fuck up. Why are you talking to me about woohooing right now?" And I thought I didn't even know woohoo was sex. Like and it was
Woohoo! God, playing the Sims.
woohoo. And they by the way, totally unrealistic expectations of sex. The woohoo, they would go under the
Yep,
covers and then
undercovers, roll
fireworks would
around.
go out. And I was like, "No fireworks have ever gone off of me having sex. What the hell's going on?" Yeah.
Oh my God, the love bed, and they just get in and be like rolling
It
around under the covers.
shakes.
It's so
I'm like, I
funny.
don't move when I have sex. I sit there and go, is this should this be happening?
Woohoo!
I start doing that. Woohoo! Someone
I'm
fingers me.
like,
Woohoo!
this is gonna be a new thing. New thing anytime I have sex. Oh, will it ever happen again? We'll see. I'm in a dry spell.
Wait, really? How long?
It's only been like a month. That's fine. It's not that big of a deal.
Yeah, mine has been like 2 months, and I was also thinking the same thing.
But before a month ago, it was like 6 months. So
Well, it's just weird because then you're like, who am I as a sexual person?
yeah,
then you're kind of like redefining, because sometimes I'll be like, I'm so sexual, and then other times I'm like, don't even fucking look
Yeah,
at me.
don't look at me. I'm disgusting.
Do you think that comes from your childhood?
Great cut. Probably. I feel like I vacillate between like, because of the child of neglect / dead parent situation. I'm like, my instinct is like, don't look at me, I'm invisible. But then, wait, why aren't you looking at me? Look at me, you know? So
Yeah.
it's like kind of swings between those kind of things. And like a lot of the time I don't want to be perceived. But
Which
then
is
I'm like, why
so
is no one paying
interesting
attention
because
to
you do stand
me?
up.
Exactly.
Whoa.
Well, I took a break for like the last like year and a half. Like doing Roomies was one of my first shows back.
Really?
After,
didn't-
a little while.
It was so good.
Thank you.
Sometimes it's good to take breaks because
yeah.
then you like need to kind of process what's happening and be like a real person outside of it.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, I don't know. It's been so different since COVID too. Like in LA specifically, the scene changed so much. Like shows coming and going, and not like being able to be consistent. It's nice. There's become more consistent shows. Like Roomy is one of them, and I love that show. It's so much fun. Shout out Tuesdays at the Elysian Skunk Room. So much fun. But yeah, I was like, I was just having so many frustrations. I was like, I just need to take, and I just really went hard at dance for the last 2 years.
At dance?
Yeah.
What kind of dance?
I do like these all levels classes, but it's kind of like mostly like contemporary vibes.
Fun. I love
Yeah.
contemporary. That's so fun.
It's really fun. I really love my dance classes. It's like, and my community in dance is I've made so many like beautiful friends in dance, and they're all so supportive.
That's
And
amazing.
sweet. Yeah.
Going outside of comedy being like, wow, these
I was
people
like-
are so supportive.
Yeah, no, literally. That was kind of the vibe. I was like, oh, yeah, I just kind of needed to like build my confidence back up.
Yeah.
You know?
That's beautiful. I started stand up when I was 18 and have like spent my whole life performing. I was like in community theater since I was 6 years old.
Same.
And oh my God, literally, it's so crazy to think about. And like, thank God I had that because it was such a good way to like get out of my house.
Exactly.
And like not be there. And
I
then
feel like if
made
not
me
for that,
addicted.
it'd be way worse off.
Exactly. And then I was also like, my parents didn't teach me anything, but then I was learning from these like gay 60-year-old adults.
Yeah.
And they were awesome. But also the community theater is so funny because it's all these like old adults that are doing it for free and like fighting about it. And then also I did Shrek the musical, and Shrek turned out to be a pedophile as well,
No!
obviously.
Oh my God.
He didn't touch me though.
Obviously.
Great. I guess not in his swamp.
Guess I wasn't hot enough for him. Cool. There was actually a pedophile in one of the plays I was into, not come to think of it.
It's kind of the perfect place to be a pedophile. It's
Yeah.
like just doing theater for free with kids every night.
Literally. I was in a production of this play Carnival. I can't remember what it actually was. Or was it Gypsy? I think it was Gypsy. And there was this guy who was like one of the leads, and he would always, and I was like maybe 11 or 12, couldn't be more like in my ugly phase, chubby braces, like not
Just a kid.
just a
but
kid.
Yeah.
No, just a child. Just an actual. I'm like,
You-
I wasn't hot enough for this hot pedophile thought me in my ugly phase was so sexy. He would just be like, Teresa's so cute. He would like try to get me
Ugh.
alone in the costume room, but I didn't. I don't know. My flags were like, nope,
Yeah.
not going near that guy. He's got weird vibes.
Good.
And he would just make comments about how cute I was and to all the time in like a really creepy way. And I was like, and like talk about me in the third person when I was like right there to my face.
Right.
I was like, that guy's got something going on.
I like that you clocked that.
Yeah.
It's funny because like even the feelings as a woman, being a young woman in America, because we get sexualized so young.
So young.
Oh my God, I look back at pictures of me when I was like 13 and I'm wearing like the shortest shorts and like a crop top. I had my belt. My mom got her belly button pierced with me when I was 13, and she got it done at the same time.
Oh my God.
Yeah, God bless her.
Yeah. And did you see the movie 13 with Rachel Evan Wood?
No, actually I didn't.
Oh my God, you need to watch that. It's
Okay.
that vibe.
Oh,
Just
yeah.
like the 13-year-olds doing crazy shit, piercings, tongue rings, like doing drugs, all this shit.
It's crazy because I was like doing stuff like that, but I was also like a good kid. But I don't know if it just came from like my natural spirit, but then also I was living. When my dad left when I was 13, it was just me and my mom, and then I ended up having to like take care of her, and then so I moved out at a young age.
Yeah.
And so I was living with other families, and one of the families I lived with was like this really Christian family,
Oh my
and they had
God.
us say no to Prop 8 in the front lawn, which is a gay marriage.
Yeah. Oh, I remember.
It's so fucking funny. I'm like, just incredible that I remember they were so homophobic, and I was so clearly queer too as a
Yeah.
kid, but they just like, I came home one day, I like dyed my hair blue with some theater kids after, and they were like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "This is like the most like normal thing I
You're
could
like,
do,
this is who
actually."
I am.
This is what gay people do, not pedophilia. Jeez.
Just dyeing our hair blue. Leave us alone. It's so weird to be homophobic to me and like give a fuck about what anybody else is doing sexually. I don't get it, but
I
go
don't
off,
know where it
queens.
came from in the Bible.
Yeah.
I
Well,
don't think it came from anywhere in the Bible.
just people are stupid as fuck, and I don't get it.
Yeah.
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 Okay. Is there something you I mean, this is also all of like our career as comedians, but anything in particular you can think of that felt really traumatic when you were going through it, but now you look back and laugh? Besides everything.
I know. Yeah. Yeah. I guess like childhood stuff like kind of funny, but now I look back on stuff like what, okay, because it affected so much of what I was doing outside of the house. Like, it was very clearly that I was molested as a kid because I was sexually active at like a really young age. And so with my virginity, I was like pretty dead set on like losing it pretty young, and I was like, yeah, I don't want it to be romantic. Like, I was 13 being like, I don't need it to be romantic. I just need to like get it over
Get
with.
it over with at 13.
Yeah, which is iconic.
I'm
to be honest.
I'm behind schedule.
And at that point, my mom had like met this Sublime cover band guy who was also the dad of my first boyfriend that I met over Kik Messenger, KIK.
Oh my god.
Yeah, we like went to different middle schools, and then like my mom dropped me off at a mall, and like he stuck his tongue down my throat, and I felt sick because I was like 13 probably, and I asked to be picked up, and then I had to break up with him, and then like 2 years later my mom was like dating his dad.
That is oh my god.
And then so at that point when she met him, they were always gone, so I was alone in my house growing up at 13, and it was like so crazy. There was no furniture in this house. I was on an air mattress, and
Oh
the
my God.
electricity was never on, so I ate stuff out of my refrigerator, or not my refrigerator, out of an ice chest because the refrigerator wasn't running. You know, like
Oh
the
my god.
when they call and they go, your refrigerator isn't running. I'm like, yeah, nothing's running. They haven't paid the electricity bill, bitch. You can't get me with that one. But then yeah, so then there was this guy named I won't say his name, Shane Sipes, but he was he was like the quarterback of my football. I went to like a Friday Night Lights like public high school where they really cared about football for some reason.
Oh my god.
And I was just like, just have sex with me so we can just get it over with. So then I lost my virginity on this air mattress with this guy, and it was literally perfect in the way that it lasted 2 seconds, and I was like, okay, it's over with.
It's over with.
And I think that's kind of iconic. Like, I think I don't regret, like, people with the virginity thing, it was so like but I was like, that set me up to kind of put my expectations of sex with men.
Yeah.
I was like,
You're
I don't
like-
think it's ever gotten better since then, to be honest.
Did you like when you got it over with, did you like leave sex alone for a while, or did you keep having sex like at a young age?
Yeah, I did. I had sex with this guy. So I grew up in Southern California, and so we would have like fire days where we wouldn't have school because the whole town was on fire.
Yeah, for sure.
And this one guy who was very like JD from Heathers looked out at the ablazed town, and he's like, we had just had sex in his car, disgusting. And he said, one match and I can just set this whole town ablaze.
No. So fucking lame.
Yeah.
One match.
One match, just one match.
I have the power to set this whole town off, baby.
I really wonder what he's up to.
Me too. I hope maybe he's in jail for arson.
Hopefully
at
a
this point.
firefighter. I don't know. And then shortly after that, I had my first girlfriend in high school,
Oh,
and
hell
she was
yeah.
awesome, and she's like one of my best friends to this day
Oh,
still.
I love that.
Yeah.
How long did you guys date for?
It was in secret because I was homophobic.
Totally. Yeah, that's classic too.
So it was like maybe like I don't know when it would like start counting because it was like going on for a year, but then
Yeah.
it kind of got more like we're dating for like 6 months, and it was like so strange because I lived alone at this apartment that my mom had that she'd never come to.
Ugh.
And then so she'd like my girlfriend would sleep over, and then I had like different period schedules in high school where I would like go earlier and she'd go later. And so sometimes like this is so embarrassing. Sometimes I'd go to school earlier and like leave her in my bed when we're like fully 16.
Oh my God.
And then she'd like come to school in the later period and I would ignore her in the halls.
Oh my God.
I was a fucking bitch for
Oh,
that. I just was so
no.
ashamed. I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, well, you don't know why. Maybe because of the homophobic culture we lived in and the people who you like lived with for a while who were like, gay people are terrible.
Okay, that is definitely why. But the thing is, like, because I grew up in community theater, everyone was
Right.
gay. Like, I was always around people where it was like chill, and
Yeah.
I was used to it. Like, I knew being gay wasn't wrong, but there was something queasy about it to
Yeah,
me.
I mean, I had the same experience too. I grew up in community theater around, I was always exposed. My mom's best friend was gay when I was a kid. Like, I grew up around gay theater people, and but it's different when it's you. Like,
Yeah.
all the internalized, I had to work through so much internalized homophobia when I had my first girlfriend and be like, oh, wait, I thought that I was cool with this. And I'm like, don't hold my hand because there's children here, like it's,
Oh my God.
like
Yeah.
in my brain, I didn't like actually stop holding her hand, but I was thinking about it, Like, just don't fucking touch me. Even when I had my first crush on a girl in high school, my senior year, and that's when I like started to understand that I was queer too, like in a real way. And even then, I still didn't come out for a while after that. But I was like, oh, it's just her.
Mm-hmm.
It's just because she's special. And then like the next time I had a crush on a girl, she was like a similar type to this first girl. So I was like, oh, it's just that one type.
You're actually like
I was
a
like-
misogynist. You're like, actually, women aren't special. I have
Yeah.
a type and they're all the same.
Literally.
I think I felt like the first time I scissored, I was like, it was like confirming that my homophobia, because I was like, this is really hard to do. Like, maybe God didn't want us to do this. And I didn't even believe in God. And I was like, yeah, how is this supposed to work? But it's like, really, I'm just 5'11". It's hard to scissor. It's so hard
It's
to
actually more of a
scissor.
height problem than anything, I mean, I've
Truly.
only done it once, and it was like, it wasn't super hard because we were closer in height, I guess.
When you
But it
think
was
about
also like, we were like, okay, well, not the main event.
Really?
Yeah.
I had one time a girlfriend that was really tall, and it was like the best feeling I've ever had. I was like, this is like,
You're like,
this
actually,
is
God does
scissoring.
want us to
this
do
is
this.
tribbing, as they say.
Okay, time for me to try again.
Yeah, no, I'd say if you find someone with equal height, then it's
Okay.
gonna work.
Okay, hell yeah.
But I was dating a girl recently who was like, I guess I'd said something when we were like hooking up, like, this is so embarrassing to say on the podcast, but I was like, I want to fuck you. And she was like, isn't that what we're doing? And I was like, I guess technically, but we could also scissor. But then I was like, is this from the 80s? Does no one scissor anymore? Like, what am I talking
I mean,
about?
when I had my first girlfriend and I was like, let's scissor, she was like, I've never done this. And she was like lesbian for like only ever fucked women, like had been a lesbian for a long time. She was like, well, I've never tried it, but sure. I was like, oh,
I think it is real, but people aren't doing it
It's
anymore.
I feel like I hear pretty 50-50 on whether or not there's people trying out the old scissor.
Maybe it's because you got to be like flexible or something.
Yeah.
Well, now
You
that
gotta- you
you've
have to
been
be able
doing
to do the
contemporary
splits.
dance for 2 years,
Yeah.
you can do it.
Yeah, my hips are looser than ever. Hey, ladies. Hey,
Ladies,
listen
loose
out
hips
there.
over here.
Let's go. Let's get to scissoring. How about it? Is there like, can you think of a particular period of your life that you look back on and you're like, oh wait, no, I was like really going through it, huh? Like during that time.
Yes. I had bleach blonde hair.
I did that once
It's
too.
usually a telltale sign for
Yeah.
women. Like, some women, like, it could be their identification from their, like, I think it just will always stay with, like, Phoebe Bridgers, for example.
Yeah.
Kind of a
like her
classic
thing.
example of
Yeah.
like, that is so fitting. And actually I'm sorry to be this chronically online, but I saw recently she had gone like more silver than white,
Whoa.
and I feel like that's a sign of maturing too. But I think if you're sitting there every 2 weeks and bleaching your scalp, you're trying to escape something from inside the head. You're trying to burn the outside of your
Yeah,
head
yeah, yeah.
to maybe seep through inside of your head.
Totally.
And I also I think I'm so pro, especially when women change their hair, change their appearance. You should always be constantly reinventing yourself. I think that's a good way of finding who you truly are.
Totally.
But yeah, when I look back, I'm just like, okay, that was really just representative of something you trying to bleach your insides rather than your outside.
Yeah.
And then I did end up going to the psych ward that year.
Oh yeah, there you go.
I had CPTSD, but for years they misdiagnosed me with like bipolar and mood disorders
Yeah.
because I'm a beautiful woman, and
Totally.
they're like, "Oh, your fit is bipolar looking."
You've got tattoos.
Yeah,
stuff, and
exactly.
let's just give you electroshock therapy. How about it?
Putting me on like a bunch of medicine that like didn't work and just kind of like, you know.
I feel like so many things are misdiagnosed when it's actually just CPTSD because
Yes.
that's
They don't want to believe that we're war heroes.
no, literally. I got diagnosed with that during 2020 during COVID because I had two friends. Well, like obviously lifetime of trauma, but then also during COVID, I had two friends commit suicide like 2 days apart from each other.
Oh my god.
And yeah, it was fucking gnarly. And then I was just like in a period of having like waking up with cold sweats, like hyperventilating, having nightmares, that kind of vibe. But yeah, I was like, luckily, okay, they're problematic as fuck now, but shout out to BetterHelp during that specific moment of 2020 because that's how I got a therapist and got diagnosed with CPTSD and had some more understanding.
Whoa, a better
about
help
myself.
therapist did that for you?
I know, right?
Damn.
She was actually, I had like two really horrible therapists. Like one was a full blown
Had so
narcissist
many
who
bad
would just
ones.
like tell me about her own shit all the time, and I'd be like, and then she'd be like,
Could you imagine she was doing that all day? So she was having therapy
right?
all day
She's
for
having
herself.
therapy. Literally, she was like, at one point, I knew she was like going through a divorce. She was like, "So I'm queer too. Like, where do you meet women? Would it make you uncomfortable if I came to this like dance party you're going to?" I'd be like, "Girl,
Honey, that's breaking HIPAA.
yeah, you're being fucking weird." But anyway, so I had like this super narcissistic therapist who I fully ghosted during COVID, and I was like,
As you
"I'll be
should.
fine." And then it was, first of all, COVID. We're all going nuts already because it's like a worldwide trauma happening to everybody at the same time. But then having whatever I was going through on my own in the midst of that, I got on BetterHelp eventually because I was like,
That feeling of being like, oh, I have no more trauma now when you have like a 6 month good period
Yeah.
is so delusional because
Yeah.
then it comes back and you're like, oh
And you're like,
shit, what the
"Whoa,
fuck?
I thought I
Actually, right
conquered
before
it."
I got hospitalized with the brain lesion, I was like thinking, wow, my life is like the most stable it's ever been. I'm so happy. And then, of course, I got a brain lesion and MS because
Yeah.
women can't have anything that's good.
No, literally. It's also just like hearing you talk about in your show, which by the way, Legion Lady, so fucking good. If you do it again, I'm just encouraging anyone who listens to go see it whenever, if
Yes.
you're in LA or wherever else you might take it. It's just like, obviously it's already so infuriating knowing how bad our healthcare system is, but to hear like a firsthand account of just how fucking gnarly it is that they truly just want poor people dead. Like
Yes.
how hard it is for you to even just get to see a doctor.
I was thinking on the way here, I mean, this has been a reoccurring thought, but this is literally just like how people end up in the streets
Yeah.
too. And because they like send you home. Well, I talked to a social worker at like one of my doctor's offices when I came home first, like disabled and not being able to work, and just all of a sudden having like a lifelong disease and a brain injury.
Yeah.
And like you don't get instant disability. You have to like find these doctors that can see you under the insurance and how long it takes and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
And I asked this social worker, I said, the only way I'm able to survive right now is like my friends made a GoFundMe in the hospital on my hospital bed.
Yeah.
At that time when I'd been admitted, I had maybe $180 in all my accounts. And I was like, that's the only way I'm surviving. How do other people survive? And she's like, because disability takes 365 days for them to review. a full fucking year from when you become disabled.
A
And
full year and all the damage that can happen in that time.
I was like, the only way I'm able to survive is through the GoFundMe. How do other people do it? And she's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's mostly like community funding that people live off of. And I was like, that's fucking disgusting. Like, are
Disgusting.
you kidding me? It's just been, it's obviously, and my aunt, I'm not grateful that any of this happens. Like, it's really a horrible thing that's happened and it sucks. And I want
Yeah.
my life to be different.
Yeah.
But what I will say is, I'm 26 now and have been since a kid, like stuck in, faced up against the systems that our country and our society has as like a woman or a child in an abusive home, a poor kid, things like that. Like, I've never been able to properly articulate how all the systems have been constantly working against me and so many people I know.
Mm-hmm.
And this situation gives it like, I think people are more open and it's more relatable to them to see like a sick person and be like, "Oh, you're visibly so like especially when I first got out of the hospital, I'm like struggling to walk."
Yeah.
It's easier for people to wrap their minds around like, "Oh, you're sick and you deserve care,"
Yeah.
rather than all these like more like nuanced issues.
Yeah.
And so I guess it's kind of like it's fucked up in a poetic way too, that I'm now able to articulate how the like systemic issues really just kind of gets us to the point of being sick and dying.
Yeah.
And lots of people with MS, predominantly a woman's disease,
Yeah.
only freak ass guys have come up to me and told me that they have it though. I'm like, you should show me your paperwork because I don't believe that we should get coffee together. But it's mostly women that had like really traumatic childhoods because it is an autoimmune neurological disease
Yeah.
where your body is fighting itself. And it's like, when you take a look at the beginning of how this can occur, it's like so many of us could be prevented from being sick and dying if
Yeah.
it started at the root. But
Yep.
the government hates us and they want us sick and dying and they want to profit off of it.
Yep,
So
100%. And they also hate women. So it's especially like they
yeah.
don't even want to study things that are affect us more. I have a friend, shout out to Kate Downey. She has a podcast called Cramped where she did like this really investigative it's an investigative podcast because she wanted to understand why the fuck her period cramps were so bad that it would cause her to like pass out and throw up and pass out like every fucking month. She'd be like
Really sick.
completely really
Yeah.
like so sick. Turned out she has endometriosis, and like that led to this whole like so many different forms of research and like specialists she's met with to like just find out more about this disease that obviously is like if you have a uterus disease, and so they don't want to study it and they don't want to put any money towards it. And there was literally a study where a group of male doctors were like, are women with endometriosis more attractive? That was what they chose to fucking use their time and money to research, was
Oh my
the
God.
attractiveness of people with endometriosis.
And I just heard like the 14th man just got diagnosed with endometriosis, which is, I didn't know was even a thing, but
Yeah.
they are coming up with a better cure just because it was like
One guy.
Yeah, exactly.
Because one guy got some version of it. Like
with the MS too, it's like, so when I got into the ER, I had the him doctor who tried to send me home with a UTI,
which
I
that
fucking know.
it makes me so fucking mad.
And it's really embarrassing too that he just outed himself for like wanting to have sex with me. He's like, you must have fucked really hard last night because you're beautiful, right? It's got to be a UTI from fucking all the time because you're gorgeous.
Stunning leggies for days.
Literally insane. And the fact that so when they found the 7 millimeter brain lesion on my brainstem, I requested to, because I was gonna have to stay at the neurology hospital longer to get the treatment, I requested a new doctor preferably a female, and this nurse came in like trailing behind him that I requested to, like kind of like behind him like this, and he comes in and it's very obvious she told him and whatever, and he comes in and he's like, so I heard you want to switch doctors, but we're actually understaffed, so that can't happen. And I'm not going to apologize because there's something wrong with you, so I don't I feel bad about that, but I'm not sorry technically. I was like, what is the fucking point of you being
Literally,
here?
why did you even talk to me?
And anytime he came into my room that whole week that I was at the hospital, I was like, I seethed with anger seeing him. I was like, I hate you. Get the fuck away from me. And the fact that hospital was so bad, like they were so understaffed, and yeah, they couldn't even, I'm like, I'm sure even if I tried suing that guy, because I'm sure he does that every day to all of his woman patients, then I wouldn't win, because how is, like, they just, these male doctors, they did a study for MS because they knew that back in the day, they knew that like the neurological symptoms, they could tell that it would worsen, and one of them it being heat, and they stuck a bunch of women in a hot tub to see what would
That is,
happen.
it's like, what the fuck?
I'm like, you just want a bunch of women who can't move in their bikinis.
No, literally, they get off on torturing us.
Absolutely.
Like, straight the fuck up. I've been hospitalized a few times I have PCOS, and I would have like cysts that would be so fucking
Sucks.
painful that I would go to the hospital because I was like worried about it. And one of the times I was like, it was on the same side as my appendix, so I was like, this might be appendicitis, so I should really go because I could fucking die if it is. And I went and I was in the ER like all fucking day, and they were like, it's appendicitis. Like, they just had jumped to like, it's definitely appendicitis. Blah. But as the day kept going on, the pain like lessened instead of getting worse. So I was like, okay, maybe it's actually a cyst, because I've been through this and it's like a pretty similar pain, but it was like it was like so much more intense than any of the ones I'd ever had. And so they were like doing all these tests and they weren't seeing anything. And then I was like, so I have a history of ovarian cysts. Like, could you check for that? And they refused. And they were like, no, we're going to need to keep you overnight in case you need emergency surgery. And I was like, but could you check for this? And then they didn't do it, and that's what it was. And then I got into a bunch of debt for having to spend the night in the hospital that then I had
Of
to just leave sit
course.
for 7 years until it disappeared.
I had appendicitis when I was 16 years old, and the doctor was sure that I was pregnant, and I was like,
It's
I wasn't having sex at that time.
like, what the
I was like, I
fuck?
can tell you for certain I'm not pregnant. And it took them all night to figure out, because they refused to do the whatever the tests are, but then they did an ultrasound, they could see the appendix had burst already.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, they did an ultrasound, they didn't see anything. Like, they were, I don't know. I was just like, guys, can you
They're
fucking,
so fucking predictable. I'm like,
and it
you'd
was
think
two
that you'd
dudes,
learn
of
by
course.
now.
No, literally, it's so, and it made me so fucking mad, because even still, I was like, my pain was lessening, and I was like, I'm really hungry. Could I please like have even just a small snack? They're like, well, if you had appendicitis, you wouldn't be thinking about food at all. And I went, well, okay, I am, so maybe it's not
Not
that.
that.
They're like, no, we need you fasted in case you need surgery. And I'm like, okay. And then I spent a really uncomfortable night. At least it was just one night in the fucking hospital, but still. It was
Yeah.
also on my birthday, by the way. I forgot about
Oh
that.
my
It was on
God.
my 28th birthday.
Happy birthday, queen.
I was like spending my 28th birthday in the hospital thinking for some dumbass doctors to not listen to shit. I can't.
It's actually so infuriating that Hippocrates, who one time said it's important to know more about the person behind the disease than the disease itself, which is this beautiful quote. But then this is also the same man who said that women stopped being able to walk because they weren't having enough sex. He like literally created neurological hysteria,
I can't.
and then opted out of women having any neurological disease, rather than like, oh, the reason you're not walking is because you're not making enough meals for your husband at
Yeah,
home.
literally. You're not letting me fuck you enough times of the day.
Yeah.
Girl, I really can't. They really do. And that's the thing too, with like so many women have autoimmune diseases because of how like oppressed we are, how we're taught to like suppress our feelings, how we're taught to even like down to like farting and pooping being so shameful. Like, I know so many women have IBS because of that, because they're like trying to
Yeah.
hold it in, and it's like very
Yeah.
damaging
You're
to do
holding
that.
so much in.
Really,
my,
like
everything.
emotionally, physically, all of it. It's so fucking gnarly.
I was on a podcast recently, and he was like, he's an awesome gay man, and he was like, how does MS work? Because to me, it feels like you have a brain lesion that you just had so much stress of being a woman that it spread to your brain. And I was like, kind of basically that. Like, that's not the scientific way to say it, but it is like, that is what these diseases are, you know?
Yeah.
It's just like so much years of abuse and oppression, and then
Exactly.
your body literally teaches it to fight itself.
Literally. It's so Oh, it makes me so mad. And my best friend just had an experience this morning that made me hate male doctors yet again. Like, just she had an experience. Like, she has Crohn's disease, and she's like
Oh, that one
used to be.
sucks too.
Yeah, and she's used to being in the hospital and like dealing with doctors, but this fucking doctor had just absolutely no concern for her pain at all. Like, whether or not this thing would be painful, just like went in, jabbed her, and like was being really shitty. Also, she's gay, and he's like, "So are you pregnant?" And she's like, "I'm a lesbian, so there's no way." And he's like, "Well, it only takes one time." You're like, she's never
So
had sex with a
weird.
man, by the way, ever in her life. Not that should matter,
That's
but still,
so
it's like,
weird.
she knows. It's so weird. They're so fucking weird.
They're weird as hell. They're the weirdest fucking guys alive. They're the weirdest guy. They're
awful.
I literally thought I was autistic because of the way I was acting, and it turns out it's just a brain lesion. But I was like, no, actually, these male doctors are fucking autistic. They don't know how to. They don't know how to hang out. Anytime I'm talking to a doctor, I'm like, this actually sucks. I
Yeah.
need another person in here, and then
Yeah.
usually that's a nurse, because the nurses are like better vibes.
The nurses are cool as my friend Jamie's a nurse. Shout out to her.
Shout out.
And they're the ones really taking care of business.
It's true. They can't fix you in the hospital. They never will. But my nurse did log me into his Paramount Plus account when I was in there. So that basically could have fixed everything. I
made up for it.
Yep.
Hell yeah. Okay. Do you have anything you would consider to be your weirdest coping mechanism when you're going through it? And or if you want to share your favorite coping mechanism when you're going through it? Like, I'd be like rewatching comfort shows if I.
You think that's a weird
It's not
one?
weird. It's just like an example of one. It's
Wait,
not weird.
What's your
But
go-to show?
the weird part of it is it's Mad Men, which is like,
Oh, that is
yeah,
weird.
that one's weird. That part's weird. Or it used to be New Girl.
like
New
that.
Girl was one I would rewatch
That
a
one's
lot
not
too.
so weird because it's like, I get that.
Because that one's like,
I love watching a
light.
twee girl be silly.
Yeah, but Mad Men's like very like, it's, I don't know. I have a really
You're like, I love watching a woman in a pencil skirt get oppressed.
yeah, basically. I love when men take care of advertising business.
I think I like go through, like I change my coping mechanisms, but in general, like I just kind of am always on stage, which is bizarre. And I think sometimes I'm like actually performing more than I am like really, really living my life.
Yeah.
And for most people, that's like a nightmare for them to do stand up. But
Yeah.
for me, I'm like, I actually feel like more articulate up here.
Yeah.
And then I think that's also combined with stand up and like theater and all that stuff was just like a way to always focus on like work and not have to think about stuff. So then I became like really obsessed with just constantly doing stuff. And when I lived out of the van, I would just like travel nonstop and like move from city to city.
Yeah.
And I think that's like so bizarre that I was like, I couldn't even stand still. I was
Yeah.
like, I need to just keep experiencing new things or else I'll like go crazy in my
I
own
feel
head.
like that makes a lot of sense for someone who had a insane traumatic childhood.
Yeah, someone with an insane childhood going, yeah, I'd like to shower at Planet Fitness every day. That sounds good to me.
Yeah.
Shower shoes? No one knows what shower shoes is because
Hell
you don't
yeah.
have to have shoes in your own shower. I'm like bringing my flip-flops into Planet Fitness being like, shower shoes, shower shoes. And then the guy at the front of Planet Fitness, it was always like a teenager who'd be like, have a good workout. And I was like, that's not what I'm here for. Stop mocking me.
Literally taking my shower shoes.
I don't even touch the equipment here. I would rather live in a car than live with myself.
Yeah, literally.
And now my current coping mechanisms are I guess just like kind of just like I'm trying to think. Do you have any current coping mechanisms?
Honestly, I feel like I just anytime I get stressed, it's smoking weed.
Smoking weed rocks.
Yeah, it's just that's a habit I have. I mean, a really sweet one is like just holding Alfie and letting him lick my face.
Yeah, Bonnie's like basically my dog is just kind of a lifesaver. If you're like a fucked up girl, first of all, get your brain checked out. You might have something in your brain.
Yeah.
If you're a quirked up bitch. Second of all, get a dog.
Yeah. Need a dog. I got Alfie like right out of college, and my
I got
sweet
Bonnie when
son.
I was 19.
Oh,
I was on Pet Finder, which is like
oh
the
my
Tinder for
God.
dogs, where you swipe
Yeah. Oh my
through.
God.
And you're like, I'd fuck this dog. I wouldn't fuck this dog. And then she came up in the wheelchair, and they
Oh.
also put her in a witch costume.
Oh my God.
I was like, I have to fuck this dog.
I can fix her. I can fix her. I'll fuck her right out of
I
that
took her
wheelchair.
to a pet physical therapist like a week after I got her, because I got her from like a rescue because she was astray in Mexico. She was
Yeah.
working for the drug cartel. And we just wanted to make sure I knew she was paralyzed from the legs down, but I just wanted to make sure she wasn't in any active pain.
Yeah.
And the good news is she isn't. And then they like pulled me outside afterwards, and they're like, she'll never be able to walk again. And I was like, yeah, I didn't adopt this dog with hope. Like,
I just want to make sure she's not like actively ouch.
I was like, you should see it. Like, she's really fucked up looking. Like, she squirms around. I'm like, yeah, obviously she's not gonna walk again.
So cute.
I know.
Just scooting herself.
She
with
just
her
looks like a
front
little
legs.
worm. And then when I bring people
Oh.
home for the first time, I won't tell them, and then we'll walk in and I'll be like, oh my God, what happened to my dog?
Has anyone been actually fooled by that?
Yeah, if it's a guy, always.
Yeah,
If
for
it's a
sure.
girl, they're like, they leave me.
Men are stupid. Do you guys know that?
Shout out. I love what you guys are doing for the country.
I love what you're doing for the country and the communities that you take part. Oh, it's so depressing. I'm like, honestly, every other day, I'm like, we need to kill them. Most of them. They mostly need to go for the most part.
Yeah, I feel, except for Luigi, of course.
Except for, obviously, Luigi and
him.
any other Luigi heads, or like people who are going to be like, Luigi, we got your ass, in a good way.
I literally would get his ass so hard. Like,
So
I'd pinch
hard.
that.
I don't know a single person who doesn't want to fuck Luigi Mangione.
Because he's a perfect guy.
Yeah.
I mean, he's so cute. Like, and also all the like social media traction about him when he was in jail, and like just the old people that, or the people that used to date him, came out and was like, he's such a good guy.
And then I heard he was bisexual too. I was like, let's go.
Duh.
He just keeps getting more perfect for me.
That is a bi king.
I love a bi king.
And
I
when-
only love a fruity man.
You know how he has like back issues?
I don't know about this.
Well, one of the reasons like that allegedly led to him getting jailed is like his mom had to deal with so much of the healthcare stuff and got denied by United. And he also had back problems and like had to
Oh,
go
yeah,
through like
yeah.
surgery and shit.
Right.
And
Okay,
it kept
now I
getting
remember.
denied.
Yeah.
And one of the things was like, when they started talking about him, people were leaking stuff online, and one was like medical results of when there was an x-ray of his back issues, and because of his back problems there was so much like shit stored up in his stomach.
Oh my God.
Which is amazing, because those pictures of him shirtless, you can't even tell.
You can't even tell he's
You're
got
like,
a ton
that
of
six
shit.
pack, I have no idea that you have that
No
much
idea.
shit.
There's shit just bulging all up in there. That's crazy. Damn, that sucks though. Deny, defend, oppose. No, every healthcare CEO needs to be killed. And I'm gonna maybe bleep that so I don't get put on a list. Well, this podcast has
I think
already
I'm
got me
gonna
on
die
many
via
lists.
U.S. government either way.
Yeah, no,
they're
true.
either slowly killing me by giving me MS,
Yeah.
or they're gonna sniper me for wearing shorts on
Or
stage.
like letting the fires burn and poison us, like the air is poison.
Yes.
Like all the things.
The food, there's
the
Ozempic
foods.
in our bread.
Yeah,
like,
literally.
what the fuck?
Everyone's on. I was like, God. I'm like, yeah, they really just wanted everyone to be like weak and small
I know
and
that
sick.
Hannah Edenbeyer was talking about that. How it's literally just a way for women to take up less space physically.
Yeah, and it'll literally be weaker because it takes away. I mean, I know that it is also a legitimate drug for people who need it for certain illnesses that they have, and especially if you have diabetes, that's like what it initially was for. But yeah, it also like eats away at your muscle mass. That's like one of the side effects. They want everyone to be smaller and also like weak as fuck. We love it here. God bless America.
Thank you.
Happy 4th of July.
Thank you.
Belated.
Me just saying thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I have one more question for you. Are you ready for it?
Yes.
Do you have anything you consider to be your most problematic opinion that you're willing to admit on a public podcast, and or problematic behavior you engage in when you're going through it, and or just a hot take you want to pop off about to the people, to the listeners?
I think British accents are fake.
Every British accent is fake.
You know, people have been telling me to go to the UK to get my medical care,
Yeah.
and I just don't know that I can have it in me for someone to deliver bad news to me in a British fucking accent. Someone going, "You have a brain lesion." I'm like, "No, you have a brain lesion. Why are you talking like that?"
I was in England once and I was like, "Oh, where's the bathroom?" And he was like, laughed in my face. "The loo's around the corner." I went, "Okay, that's not better."
Jesus,
I'm
the
like,
loo.
The loo. I'm like, "Cool, you have a fun little nickname for it."
Sounds
Fuck
like
you.
a museum when you say it like that.
Laughed in my face. Bathroom.
And I think we can have a hot take about British people like this because they obviously think as Americans we're the worst too.
Yeah.
And I, of course, like stand with that, like generally as
sure.
a country, really bad. But
Absolutely. But you guys were like the OG us. We are only here because of you.
exactly. Yeah, it's all your fault.
It's all your fault. The queen stole the diamonds, colonized everywhere. Like,
Isn't that
you
so
know?
funny too that the fucking Prince Andrew like was literally fucking kids on Epstein's Island.
Oh my fucking God.
And they didn't give a shit at all. The royal family didn't give a shit at all. But when fucking Prince Harry was with a black woman,
Yeah.
they
Couldn't stand it.
yeah. So with Prince Andrew, they're like, at least that 14-year-old isn't black. Like you're so racist. What's
Like,
wrong with
Jesus
you?
Christ.
Mm-hmm.
We're in the darkest timeline, I think. We're in the darkest
It's
one.
strange too that there are even royals left.
That's the part that I'm like,
I don't
what
really
we're doing
understand
here
what
is
they do.
so silly. They don't fucking do anything. This is silly as fuck. They're just like really fucking embarrassing. I'm like, you're what? Oh, you're a prince? You're a fucking prince? Go fuck yourself. Are you serious?
And that old lady, she's dead now, or
Is she? Oh, yeah, she did. She died. I forget. I don't keep up with that shit. I don't give a fuck. It's also weirder to me that people care about the royal family. They're like, oh my God, what are they doing? I'm like, what? It's an egregious. They're literally just stealing. They've stolen so much wealth in front of everyone's face. They're just like, now watch us get married and parade down the street and shut everything down. And it doesn't make any fucking sense.
the only thing that would be cool would just to like Princess Diana was pretty cool.
Yeah. Princess Diana was pretty
But
cool.
like she got Britney Spears. That's what
Yeah.
they do to cool women.
No, 100%.
I'm trying to get them to stop doing that to fucking Olivia Wilde because I just saw the invite.
I love her. I need to see it. My other friend
It's
saw it and she said,
really
said it was
good.
really good. I
Really
love her.
good.
I mean, Don't Worry Darling was bad, but
yeah,
I
everyone
love
felt that way. I
I-
don't know why, but I didn't feel that
Oh,
way.
I really
I
didn't
haven't
like
seen
it.
it in a really long time.
Also, I mean, Harry Styles really throws me off in that one.
it's strange to watch someone so big, like, because you're still being like, oh, that's Harry Styles.
Yeah.
Which might be a comment about his acting. As
Yeah,
well.
I think it's his acting, I think, was a big part of it. But
And that's the annoying part too. I was like, what? Like, why is the media pretending like I give a fuck that she cheated on Ted Lasso with Niall Horn? Like, I don't give a fuck about any of that. Like, I don't care who's sleeping with who. I just want women to
Literally.
make movies that are
Literally.
awesome.
I agree with you there. Olivia Wilde forever. I'm excited to see the invite. I love Booksmart. Shout out to that movie. Don't Worry Darling was weird. There were some good elements of it and some interesting visual choices, but ultimately to me did feel like a thesis film at NYU where I did go. Shout out.
Oh yeah.
So it felt like a film that somebody I went to school with like made right out of college or like at the end of college.
You know what's crazy is I saw that movie when I was on the road in Arizona with a guy that I just started dating, and we'd come out of the theater and it was like in the middle of the desert in Arizona, so I started to feel like he was the guy because
You're like,
it was
it's
like
gonna happen.
in a desert
Yeah.
and it was strange.
It was really strange. But also, what's that actress's name again?
Florence Pugh.
Florence Pugh.
Florence Poop.
Florence Pugh. I love her. And
Yeah, she's
I
awesome.
saw her in Highland Park once, so shout out to her.
Shot friend of the pod.
Friend of the pod, shout out to her. We'll have her on one day. But Okay, we've reached the time.
We've done it.
We've done it.
We've talked about everything we could possibly talk about.
Literally. Thank you so much for joining me today, Kylie.
Thanks
this
for
was
having
so much fun.
me.
You're so funny. Everyone
You're
go see Legion
awesome.
Lady. Keep an eye out on Kylie Vincent's IG to see when she's doing it again, and anything you want to like promote or any shout out before we sign off.
I love you guys.
Hell yeah. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to Trauma Bond with Theresa Bateman. This podcast is hosted, created, and edited by me, Theresa Bateman, produced by Ali Giordani. Our perfect theme song is written and performed by Tolliver. We are an independent podcast, so if you like what you hear, please leave us a 5-star review. It really helps. And you can also join us as a paid subscriber on Substack for any exclusive bonus content, or if you just want to support the podcast and what we do. Bye!
And light another dude, cause it's what? It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond. It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond. It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond. It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond. Them boys, they love the trauma. Them girls, they love the drama. NB just slapped my mama. Oh God, here comes the karma. Let's go. It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond. It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond. It's time to trauma bond, 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 bond. It's time to trauma bond, bond, bond.